5 billion pounds of copper, divided into two separate deposits, the underground and the open pit, Nevada Copper is on target to commence copper production in the fourth quarter of 2019. Not only are we fully permitted, which is unique in itself, we're going to be developing copper operation with a tremendous amount of upside potential outside of the underground operation. The possibilities are endless.
Nevada Copper's Pumpkin Hollow project is going into production in 2019, at a time when supply is declining and demand is growing, leading to a deficit of up to 6 million tons of production per annum.
It's the right mine, right time, right place. Behind me you can see the construction down the underground, which we're going to mine first. It's a very nice, tidy, modern, efficient structure that is geared for easy mining, but very cost-effective mining. Same approach applies to what we're doing with the design of the open pit.
The Pumpkin Hollow deposits are related to the big porphyry district we have here, and we're in the skarn area on the side of the porphyry. Being a skarn means they're usually higher grade, and a lot of times they're associated with precious metals, gold and silver. With the underground deposit, right now we have existing shaft. We're right in the same altered rock. We have mineralization there. We're very close to the ore body, getting right to the high grade. That's really the advantage for the underground.
For the open pit, it's still open. We've been drilling on it, had some really encouraging results, and we're expanding it.
We're approaching development of Pumpkin Hollow from a staged approach. The first stage is finish construction of the underground. The next stage will be the construction and production from the open pit. We took a look at what is the most optimal project that we can build, and how do we get the most cash flow at the same time utilizing the least amount of capital. So it's really about cash optimization. We have all the permits in place, which means that you as an investor are not going to have to worry about long delays. You're not going to have to worry about a lot of working capital tied up. You're not going to have to worry about creep in costs due to permit modifications.
Pumpkin Hollow is located in one of the best mining jurisdictions in the world. We're an hour-and-a-half drive southeast of Reno. We're 5 miles from the historic mining town of Yerington. We have highways, we've got rail, we've got hydro, we've got water. We are well set up to become the next leader in a copper district in Nevada.
There's a lot of resource here, there's a lot of history here, there's a lot of copper here.
Yeah, the Pumpkin Hollow project is part of the Yerington district, which is a very famous copper district. People that live here now grew up with mining, and they realize what an economic benefit it was to the community, so they're very supportive.
Well, we've been working hand in hand with Nevada Copper for the last 10 years. When they first came to Yerington, their promises were always kept. We're very eager to see this project move forward for the benefit of the whole community.
So what we will do by bringing in 300 plus direct jobs, that'll create additional indirect jobs with services in town. 500 people in a community of 3,500 is a huge impact.
Copper is a big part of building infrastructure, electricity infrastructure. In 2017, for the first time in 15 years, global copper mine output fell. At the same time, demand is increasing due to global growth, as well as electric vehicles, renewables, and energy storage. After years of low copper prices, there is a serious shortage of projects that can start production during this cycle. And that means there is a major opportunity with Pumpkin Hollow.
So Nevada Copper's strategy is to become the next mid-tier copper producer and bring all this together into one big copper producing district.
It's a great property, a great company. It's just going to get better.
We've been able to ramp up activities quickly because we've got a very good team who is very focused, very driven.
It's a really robust team of talented individuals with diverse backgrounds.
This team is built to build mines. We also have a board of directors that includes some of the biggest names in the mining industry, including Tom Albanese, former CEO of Rio Tinto, and Matt Gili. He's come from Barrick. He's had 20 years of experience where he's been building and managing underground and open pit mines.
It's a brilliant combination of people with a lot of experience and institutional knowledge, totally focused on building and operating Pumpkin Hollow.
Welcome to Proven and Probable. I'm your host, Maurice Jackson. Joining us for a conversation is Matt Gili, the President, CEO, and Director of Nevada Copper, which is on target to U.S. copper production by Q4 2019. Mr. Gili, welcome to the show.
It's good to talk to you again this morning, Maurice.
Glad to have you back on the program. Nevada Copper has a number of successes to share with us since our last interview. But before you share the unique value proposition of Nevada Copper, Mr. Gili, for members of the audience that may not be familiar with the supply and demand fundamentals regarding copper, please provide us with a 10,000-foot overview.
Sure. Okay, so when you look at the copper fundamentals, we see a very steady and predictable increase in demand of copper, modest amount, 1.5% per year. We see the move towards electrification of vehicles, consuming more copper. We see other things that are offsetting that, but overall, a steady, predictable 1.5% increase in the global demand for copper. Where the story really gets exciting from the Nevada Copper standpoint is with regards to the supply for copper. Okay. So what we're seeing is a lot of restrictions in future supply. We're seeing a lot of difficulties on bringing on a future supply. And backed up by work done by Wood Mackenzie and others, we're projecting that by 2025, the world will be in a supply deficit of upwards of 6 million tons of copper per year. This just really supports what we're doing at Nevada Copper, setting up the next copper mine.
Now that we have an overview of the supply and demand fundamentals for copper, Matt, let's discuss how someone listening may position himself prudently as a beneficiary. Sir, for someone new to the story, can you give us a very quick overview of Nevada Copper?
Certainly. Nevada Copper, who's Nevada Copper? We have an asset in Nevada called Pumpkin Hollow. This is our chief asset. It consists of two deposits, an underground deposit and an open pit deposit for copper. We're currently in the construction phase for the underground project, with production from that underground project coming online later this year, and I think we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Regarding the open pit, we're currently in the process of wrapping up the pre-feasibility study for the open pit. You'll see that being published in April of this year. And then we have a regional land package of well over 15,000 acres that we are looking at really understanding, really unlocking the full value from that land package. So that's really Nevada Copper, building a copper mine, coming into production later this year with a lot of expansion into an open pit mine as well as regional exploration.
Let's provide our audience with the latest updates on Nevada Copper, as the company has been very proactive on a number of fronts. Please provide us with an update on the construction progress, and I would like to begin with the multi-million-dollar question: are we on track to enter production in Q4 of this year?
Yes, Maurice, we are on track to enter production in Q4 of this year. Very proud of that. The team's doing a fantastic job. We have construction activities both on surface with Sedgman building the process plant, as well as underground with cementation, both sinking shaft and doing lateral development on our main shaft. All that's coming together very nicely, and we are absolutely on track for commissioning of the plant in the fourth quarter of this year.
As Nevada Copper is preparing for production this year, have you increased your staffing to meet the growing demands?
That's a really good question, and yeah, yes, we have. We've increased our staffing. Now, I'll really focus on that. It's kind of an operational readiness question that you're asking, and this is where I want to stress to you and the audience that this concept of operational readiness is foremost in our thoughts and how we're planning for really becoming not just building a great mine, but operating a great mine. When you look at the staffing, so far, look, our staffing, by design, our staffing is quite modest. We're looking at a total workforce of Nevada Copper employees of around 30. And that is because this is our model, a very lean, efficient operation. We utilize high-quality expert service providers as necessary to make sure that we are operating very efficiently.
Now, is Nevada Copper still actively recruiting? And if so, what positions?
Oh, well, that's fantastic. So, yes, we are actively recruiting. Most of our
positions open are kind of your technical, your specialist positions to be part of the management team. I absolutely encourage anyone interested in what we're recruiting for to contact the Nevada Copper website. You'll see the complete listing of opening jobs there, as well as information on how to apply for any of these positions if you're interested.
Pumpkin Hollow is unique in that you have both an underground and an open pit mine. Let's discuss exploration and expansion potential. What initiatives is Nevada Copper taking to optimize the full potential of the Pumpkin Hollow project?
All right, so when you look at the underground, as we're constructing it right now, that has a large amount of upside potential. We'll really only explore that upside potential when we're underground after we're in production. So really look forward to updates on that front in 2020. And the reason for that is very simple. It's just much more efficient to drill out the prospective areas of the underground from the underground. Holes are shorter, it's just much easier. So that's really where the underground sits right now, kind of in a holding pattern as far as expansion potential. When you look at the open pit, that's where a lot of great energy is going into expanding the open pit, understanding the open pit better, really getting that ore body knowledge to allow you to build a world-class operation. That is part of the PFS, which is coming out in April of this year. That PFS will include the drilling campaign that we completed in 2018, that 26-hole drilling campaign. It will include those results in the resource model, and that's going to give you an even better idea of the full potential of the open pit. The real excitement that we have is with regards to the region itself, a large region, relatively unexplored, but with large amounts of historic copper production, as well as great, physical outcroppings of copper mineralization. So this is really where we're going to focus our efforts during 2019, is to really get a chance now that we've really tied up this land package, to understand what we have.
Speaking of the region, there was a regional survey conducted that led you to staking more land. Can you share the results with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So we staked a section of land we refer to as the Teddy Boy Claims. This is about 5,700 acres of land to our northeast. Very glad to have this in our portfolio. The criteria for that selection, we brought together experts on this region, experts in copper mineralization. They identified that as a really prospective area and where we should be really focused on. So we've staked that land, secured it for our ability to explore over the next several years.
Does Nevada Copper plan to drill the new area at some point this year? We plan on drilling this year. I really haven't put out the entire drill program for 2019. We're still pulling that together and analyzing where to best spend the monies we have available for exploration. But yeah, we would like to drill that this year. Some more prospective holes, really not a in-depth blanket campaign, but really probe a few really interesting areas over there and give a better idea of where to really put the fulsome style drill campaign. It's one thing to have tonnage and grade, but you must equally have astute business acumen to make the numbers work. Now, Nevada Copper is in discussions, I should say, regarding an ECA-backed project finance facility to further optimize the balance sheet, as well as lining up a working capital facility and further offtake agreements to improve the economics of Pumpkin Hollow. Please provide us with the details.
Yeah. You kind of said it all, Maurice. I can't really provide you with any more details, but I can just really stress what you just said, Maurice, that we are in discussions with this export credit agency style backed project financing. This is going to provide us the opportunity to substantially reduce the costs of our debt service, and as well as attract strong and robust financial partners for potential future open pit developments. Something we're very excited about, and it's part of really creating Nevada Copper as a world-class company.
Let's get into some numbers. Please share your capital structure.
Okay, so the capital structure is fairly well defined. We have $80 million of long-term debt. We have $153 million of cash or cash equivalents. When you look at the financing package specifically for the underground, we're fully financed, including the working capital facility to take us through operation ramp up. The inputs into that are an equity raise that we did in the middle of last year, as well as a streaming deposit with regards to a stream arrangement on the precious metals strictly from the underground deposit. We also have a $25 million subordinated debt package, really a standby loan facility that we can use if necessary.
In closing, I have a multi-layered question. What is the next unanswered question for Nevada Copper? When can we expect a response? And what determines success?
I would not classify our successful completion of underground construction and bringing that into operation as an unanswered question, because that is going to happen, and I'm very proud of the activities that have happened so far. The real unanswered question for the investors out there is what is the true potential of the open pit? There's been a lot of great work done, a lot of exploration done last year. That's all been incorporated. I'm really going to be excited when the PFS is released and we can share the details of the open pit potential with the public. I think they're going to be very impressed, and they're going to see the picture. They're going to see what we see when we get so excited about Nevada Copper.
You know, speaking of the pre-feasibility study, give us a timeline on that, sir.
Yeah, we're going to release that in April. I'm being careful. I don't want to be too specific. It'll be in April of this year, next month.
Mr. Gili, last question. What did I forget to ask?
Well, Maurice, forget to ask. You're always very thorough, so I wouldn't say you forgot to ask anything. What I would say is I want to reiterate something that we as Nevada Copper have been thinking about for over the last month. And unfortunately for the world, the last month has been a month marred with tragedies, with risk, and with unexpected events. And what we're really stressing with Nevada Copper is the risk management of Nevada Copper. We are an operation that is entirely on private land. We're not waiting for any permits. We're not waiting for records of decision. We're constructing today, utilizing EPC contractors, that fixed price nature, reduced risks. We're building a dry stack tailing facility. We'll never have a wet tailing storage facility at Pumpkin Hollow. And we're doing this all with a proven, experienced team of mine builders and operators. And so really wrapping that up, that's that concept of low risk mitigation. We are going to build and operate the next mine, and there's very little risk to that execution.
Matt, if investors want to get more information about Nevada Copper, please share the website address.
Oh, absolutely. www.nevadacopper.com. Love to get your input. You see our investor presentations there in our latest news. Let us know what you think.
And for our audience, we wish to remind you that Nevada Copper trades on the TSX symbol NCU and on the OTC symbol NEVDF. For additional inquiries, please contact Richard Matthews at 877-648-8266. That number again is 877-648-8266. Or you may email rmatthews@nevadacopper.com. Nevada Copper is a sponsor, and we are proud shareholders for the virtues conveyed in today's message. And last but not least, please visit provenandprobable.com for mining insights and bullion sales. You may reach us at contact@provenandprobable.com. Matt Gili of Nevada Copper, thank you for joining us today on Proven and Probable.
Thank you for joining us today on Proven and Probable. Remember to like and subscribe for more conversations with the most respected names in the natural resource space. Check out our website at www.provenandprobable.com. The information presented on Proven and Probable is provided for educational and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice, or any other advice. You should not make any financial, investment, or trading decision based on any of the information presented without first undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or competent financial advisor.